Hello and welcome to another episode of the HyperFRAME podcast. I'm coming to you live from Dynatrace's Perform conference in Las Vegas. And I'm joined by Greg Finland. Hey, Greg.
For having me.
Welcome to the show.
Glad you're here.
So we're at Perform. Rick and the team have done a fantastic job over the last couple of days. We've heard a lot about AI, obviously. That's on trend and on, but the things that I've taken away, there's been a couple of sort of new nuggets that have landed for me, particularly this concept of deterministic AI. Chatting to Rick last night, one of the particular things that he said has resonated with me, and I know we spoke about it off camera, is getting answers, not guesses.
Yep.
High-level story, high-level message. Can you just unpack for the listeners what that means? I'm still on a sort of path of discovery as well. I spent some time with your CTO, Alois, on this. I think there's a lot in this. So can you just tell us how you're looking at that from the Dynatrace perspective and really what the viewers and listeners should be taking away?
Absolutely, I'd love to. When we talk about that, there's a lot of observability out there that can pull in metrics, create dashboards, and show lots of interesting information. What we're really looking to try to do is deliver that integrated perspective that gets customers to those answers and not have to try to infer it on their own. And we've sort of evolved that message even a little bit more with Dynatrace Intelligence, that we're really focused on acting with answers, not guesses. So when we think about that, it's really focused on leveraging the power of our platform with our unified data lakehouse, our real-time topology graph and our real-time dependency graph, and our causal AI capabilities to get really down and understanding what's happening in a customer's environment and give the explicit answers to go take action.
You touched on it briefly, and I'll take you back to it, that competitive landscape. There's obviously a lot of competitors. I won't ask you to name names, but we all know who's in this space. There's some very big players. There's some acquisitive players that have entered by buying observability. You talked about that unified data lake, a data lake company buying an observability. We've seen that just the week coming up to the show. Where do you see that differentiation? I think there's something there with deterministic. I think there's something there with the unified sort of data lake that you've got underpinning. But where do you see that competitive landscape?
Well, everyone stores their data somewhere, right? So everyone has some sort of data storage that's sitting behind their analytics. I think the one big difference is we have our Grail unified data lakehouse, which was built for purpose for us to bring all of our data into that centralized lakehouse in a very specific way to serve an observability marketplace. So we're not going and just taking a generic lakehouse and putting all of our data in it, but
bolting observability onto a lake.
Observability on top of it. We've built this entire stack integrated so that we can deliver the best possible outcome for our customers.
And you've been on that journey now, what is this, Gen 3 of this architecture? So that's been an evolution. I think what I take away is that, yes, there's other players in this marketplace, but chatting to Alois and some of the other execs over the last couple of days, you've been at this for a while, even before it was AI, with machine learning and some of those sort of anomaly detection type of patterns. Now you're building on top of that and leveraging. But I think the big takeaway for me from this show has been, whereas maybe last year it was around AI at the interface, now it's AI lower on the stack. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I think I would think of it more as AI throughout the stack now.
Exactly.
So instead of having point capabilities in AI, we're now leveraging AI in everything we do. So whether it's causal AI to be able to get to root cause or agentic AI, we're bringing all of that together so that, we talked a little bit about how we have assist agents going forward. So we're moving from Davis Copilot to assist agents that are embedded throughout the platform and give that natural language interface. So instead of it being one thing, it's now spread throughout the platform. You're in an app, you go into side-by-side mode, and it understands the context of what you're doing, as opposed to just a pop-up that you go and type into. So it's really evolving that much further.
You mentioned agents there. There was a number of agents announced on the keynote stage. We heard from TELUS this week. We've heard from United about their agentic story. Where do you see that kind of fitting into the overall landscape? Do you see kind of customers are on their early stages of their agentic journey? Kind of give me a frame of I think there's a lot of innovation coming from Dynatrace in this space, but where are those customers on that adoption curve? And what would you say to them maybe through the camera around how they can do that crawl, walk, run kind of evolution with you?
So when we think about agents and where customers are in the journey, we really think of it as a phased journey as customers get more and more comfortable with agentic operations. So I tend to think of it as three major phases. There's leveraging AI capabilities that are in the platform to just make your teams act quicker and get to root cause faster or move their systems forward. Then starting to move into supervised operations where you start to put in agentic operations powered by this set of agents that we have in our platform, but you're still making sure that there's a person who's checking to make sure this is the right action we want to take and approving it before it happens. And over time, you get more and more comfortable with those things, and eventually you'll start taking some of those low-hanging, high predictability things, and you start saying, I don't really need to supervise this anymore. I've approved this enough times. I'm just going to let it go so I can get faster reaction times and not have to have a person review it. It's a journey, and it's going to depend on where it is in your process and how comfortable you are with it and how predictable the outcome is. But I really see that as a continuous journey that our customers are on.
I'd agree with you there, Greg. I think that we're on an automation journey. We're still going to have humans in the loop for a while. People are still kind of learning to trust. But I think where Dynatrace is going with this deterministic, kind of working from, I ask this question, I'm going to get the same answer regardless of how many times I ask. And then I'm going to build an agentic framework on top of that. I think there's a lot there. So Greg, we talked about agents. There were some announcements specifically around the new agents that you guys have launched. Can you sort of expand on the payload of announcements and just give us some detail on kind of those groups of agents that were launched?
Absolutely. So there's a few different categories of agents that we launched. First is the foundational agents that really provide the foundational intelligence of how we understand what's happening in a customer environment. When we talk about fusing deterministic answers with agentic AI, we're really talking about those foundational capabilities to provide that knowledge layer. The second area is team expansion capabilities. So these are agents that help make teams operate faster, deliver outcomes faster, SRE agent, DevOps agent, security agent. These are all things that help those teams do their jobs even better and make them the heroes. The third category is assistance agents. These are agents that are spread throughout the platform. And when you're in the app, it helps you work through understanding what's happening, give you recommendations, and help guide you through getting to an outcome. And then the last is our ecosystem agents. These are agents that our partners are working with us on to leverage the capabilities of our platform to expand the set of capabilities that customers can deliver in their environments across their platforms of choice.
So we're wrapping up here, Greg. It's been a fantastic show, lots to unpack, lots of announcements, this concept of deterministic and intelligence coming through the entire platform. What would you summarize up? What should be the key takeaways?
Yeah, I think the big three takeaways for Dynatrace Intelligence are fusing deterministic AI with agentic AI so that you could act based on answers, not guesses. Number two is we have a rich set of capabilities that are built into the platform with agents that are built in, whether it's our team assistance agents like SRE and DevOps or our assistance agents throughout the platform, a rich set. And then lastly, I would highlight the ecosystem of partners so that you can expand the capability of Dynatrace Intelligence and take actions across your ecosystem.
Greg, I think you've summarized it perfectly. You've been watching us here on another episode of the HyperFRAME podcast. Please click subscribe and do all those things. Share the episode with a friend, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.